Right.
Yeah, I don't have a topic. I don't know. I mean, I guess we could just go up from the hip.
Yeah, man. You made a post like yesterday about dreams, and just simply stated how it's the body is a server
Oh, that post, yeah.
storing memories,
Yeah.
and consciousness can look through multiple bodies.
Yeah.
And you having a dream is just you seeing one of those one of those memories through a different body.
Yeah. I was just saying, like, it's like the brain. I mean, the body's just like just a server, and so the it's the slave, whatever, and the master is the consciousness, and so whenever you got multiple bodies synchronized, like say it's like they're all on one channel, even if it's just like one body that's doing the broadcast, they're all getting that remote viewing, and they all like are experiencing that same experience, or that what people call a dream. And so like it's just synchronicity, and with between bodies in the quantum field, like whether it's in the future or the past or a parallel, whatever, the bodies are communicating and synchronizing. Their breath has synchronized to where they're getting the same remote viewing, they're getting the same memory installed in them, or uploaded, downloaded, however you want.
Uploaded, yeah. There's one word: remote viewing and server.
Yeah.
Because it's like a double entendre with server, because it's like a server, like a slave, but then a server, like a computer server.
Yeah.
When I read it, I thought computer server.
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh, server, and like to serve something.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. It's just where it comes. Yeah. Serfdom, service society, all that stuff. Like, yeah, it comes coming from that same, that servant, slave.
So we're serving the remote viewer?
Yeah, like, when you're one, when the master and the slave are one, then you live in your dreams, and it's all first person and everything's first person. But even at that point, once you've mastered your dreams or mastered your body, if you're looking at immortality and like if you look at it like I got one life, many different bodies, then you could look at it like, all right, these are all my servers that I'm storing memories in, information in, and I'm synchronizing them all to where if something happens to one of them, I can just they're all like, it's like a backup hard drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Backup memories, yeah.
Yeah, and so, if you have a child, or if you colonize another body to synchronize with and to store that information with, you gain immortality through those bodies, because if you were to say lose all your servers, then you're gonna have to just start from scratch from another body and recolonize it and re-inhabit it and fully shed the conditioning of it, and that it's tough to start from scratch like that.
Yeah, it's that moment right there is where, like, man, I don't know when I'm gonna get to this point again of knowledge and awareness, especially once they start tapping into like the infinite and the spiritual side, and how to like integrate that with this personality to like get to this point of awareness. How hard it would be to get back to this point.
Yeah.
From starting over.
Yeah, it'd be rough, like, man. Yeah.
It'd be.
Yeah, and you get the glimpses of it, like I guess with the past life or forward or parallels or whatever, like where you get epiphanies and stuff, and it's just like what you did get that brief moment of synchronicity in breathing with another body that you had, to where you just have that innate wisdom or innate knowledge or whatever is just in you. And so it just be in pieces, though. Some people, like, they have some of the knowledge and it's just like
in their body.
Yeah, it's just there. Yeah, it's just there. And it's a wild thing to like you said, to master it, and to get to the point of, I guess, to restart would really be tough. Would really be demoralizing to restart.
Yeah, and we could diverge a little deeper into the other term, because I was like, there's server and there's remote viewing.
Yeah.
Let's get a little more clear on like how remote viewing is working through us. Like, I feel like you're explaining it if I were to go to sleep right now and have a dream.
Yeah.
And then if I was, not really conscious that I was having a dream but still going through an experience, there's something observing that experience. And so I'm observing the experience in that body, in the dream,
Yeah.
of that. And I feel like once it gets to the point where this life is a dream too, there's something observing through me.
Yeah.
Even right now, like as far as being able to watch and look through my
Yeah.
eyes, like, and then process that because I'm serving myself
Yeah.
like that. Like as far as like just being a holder for memory. It
Yeah.
seems like.
Yep. So you can, it's like a bookmark almost or something, to where you can just pick up from where you left off and respawn and stuff. But yeah, the remote viewing thing is like, you know, it just, you know, whenever people have dreams, they always say I. You know, a lot of times they say I was doing this, I was that, I was this.
Mm-hmm.
It's because the consciousness is more in a first person, is in some other body experience in a first person, but the breaths are synchronized to where this dormant body, it's
Get a glimpse.
yeah, because like you're always seeing with the pineal, even when you're looking at your face eyes, like those, you're still always seeing with the pineal. It's all being relayed to the brain, and then still being seen with the pineal. So like, whenever you're dormant or whatever, and you're sleeping supposedly, whatever, and you're in REM and you're having this dream, it's just really the breath synchronizing with another body's breath, and so
Because the sleep is unconscious breath work.
yeah. So then the first person experience is being broadcast into the brain of, you know, all the bodies that are synchronized with that.
Matching up with that breath.
Yeah, that are all in alignment with that. And so, you know, that's pretty much what remote viewing is. It's like it's happening inside of you. Everything is a place. Everything is everything, and every place is inside of you. So it's happening physically inside of you and everything like that. But it is like, you know, remote in the sense that like the projection is coming from. I guess you could say that's the base reality. Like when you're dreaming and then you're awake in another body, that body is the base reality, broadcasting the base reality. And then when that one's dormant and then you're awake in this one in first person, this is the base reality for you. And then you're just constantly just like charging phones, kind of.
In these different energy channels.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, just channels. Yeah, you know, you just numbers, I guess. You know, just like a phone. You just lead up. It's on a charger. You know what I mean? And they all communicate with each other, and yeah, it's really liberating, you know, because you're not bound. You're not so bound once you can get into that, and that's why you know, the lifestyle is just so big on the dreams, because like.
As far as fasting goes.
Yeah, it's
fasting and energy cultivation.
Yeah, the deeper I get into less, the more I dream, and then, you know, the more I retain my dreams, the less anxiety and fear and things that I experience in this life, or whatever you want to call this experience, because the dreams are just, I don't know, it's like, you know, you just don't feel confined to one life. You feel like it's just like a file, you know, a life file, same letters. It's like it just becomes like, it just removes the fear the more vivid the dreams get. But then the more the dreams get blocked, the more that you can really only identify with this.
There's you know, one of my teachers, she reminded me how fear is the absence of information. Just not, and so having broken pieces of the story, or just having incomplete breaths, like I saw like antennas, like TV antennas, and you, to get that certain channel, you kind of got to get that arrangement or that alignment, and that's just a breathing pattern. I feel like when you're sleeping, like your natural unconscious breathing pattern, the more complete those breaths get, the more you're matching up with more complete stories and dreams on the other side, to where now there's not as much missing information.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like not as much innate, you know, spiritual info that's just missing, that can only be filled by fear.
Yeah.
And anxiety that's not even almost existential. This is existential. Like as far as when we're breaching the realm of dreams for what that is, as far as mastering them, I feel like that's the actual final frontier of humanity.
Yeah. Yeah, that is.
As far as jumping to the next level of experience. And yeah, I mean, to match up and just get those challenges, like literally communicate with those base realities with just lining up with it and getting charged by it, you know, like getting energy from it and being able to take that energy, process it, and keep going.
Yeah.
Into more of that, like, what's up?
It's just like Inception, when he was in the dream space, and then they got that information and just ran through the book like all at once because he knows like just being exposed to the information, he's gonna retain. It's there in the cell somewhere at a cellular level, you know. But then it's like so much of it is the breathing, like I don't even when I sleep on my side, I rarely dream. Only time I really dream is when I'm on my back, and that's only when the breath is unobstructed. And I feel like, yeah, you sleep on your left side, then it's like all that blood is more on the left brain, so that the dreams are less visual. And then like I just feel like it's more rational and like auditory. And then like when you sleep on the right side, then it's like I remember the feeling of the dream,
but not
the visuals and stuff. Like it's just like too much sometimes. Like it's just like too scattered. Like it's too much blood on this one side. And I feel like when I sleep on my back and it's balanced and my breathing is unobstructed, then 5 minutes of dreaming can feel like
a day, a lifetime.
Yeah, bunch. Yeah, you know what I mean. You could fold so much into that. Going into dreams within dreams and all that stuff. And it's, there's so much of it is just the breath, and it's like a tether. It's just really, the breath is just like a tether that between bodies, or however you want to look at it, between everybody's body, but definitely between, I guess, the ones that are like your shells.
Yeah, this is dope. I want to jump back to remote viewing, and it's because I'm getting these epiphanies, like as far as what it would be like what's going on right now, and where are we identified is the main point, because it's like I could be identified with who's viewing or the viewer.
Yeah.
Like there's like, so that's sort of that relief that comes from realizing that you could really engage with your dreams in different levels like this, because you're really not confined.
Yeah.
You don't feel completely confined to just this one. But then now when you're getting dreams, it's like there's real proof.
Yeah.
You're experiencing the proof of like, okay, there's multiple bodies.
Yeah.
Is it my awareness, is it myself, or is it my emotions?
Yeah, it's different when you see it, than like hearing about it or even feeling it. I mean, sometimes though in dreams, that feeling stuff does validate the dream. Like if you're in a dream and you feel the sun on your skin, then it's like, is this a dream? What is the difference? Yeah, it's just like, I guess the more you retain and the more like pleasant the dreams transition or the viewings transition, like the more you can retain. Like it's just that stuff gets so lost in that in-between state. It's like when you go on psychedelics or hit DMT, and it's like that middle static in-between state before like when you're switching radio stations, before you get to the next one, it's that static between stations. And I feel like a lot gets lost in that, like, because it's like
not everything.
Yeah, you're going through the static, and then you're going into your dream space, and then you're gonna come back through the static to this body, and a lot gets lost in that, and it just comes in fragmented, and then it's just like alphabet soup. Like it's happening, you still retain it, it's just taking longer
and you live
to
it.
absorb it.
I feel like it's still bleeding over to your life too.
Yeah, like I used to have dreams about robbing this bank, man. It was a Chase bank. I used to case it and everything. I wanted to rob this bank, and I used to have dreams about getting chased, and I just feel like it was just a whole theme of being chased and chasing and chase bank and everything, and it was really bleeding into my life from the dream. There's no separation, and as soon as I just put that baby to bed, and I was like, I'm not gonna rob the bank. My dreams just shifted immediately, like at that point. Once I got into that, made that connection to where I was like, this is all stemming from this idea that I haven't closed. It's almost like a tab I haven't closed. Like, maybe I will rob that bank. Like, I just left the tab open.
Just entertaining that.
Yeah.
Breathing life in it, and then it just animates.
Yeah.
But it's like partial. It's like not actually gonna happen, but there's a whole part of us. So it could be just.
Yeah, just living it out.
Running it in there,
Yeah, just living that whole thing out, because it was on the table. I left it on the table as an option. So it was like manifesting itself, like all of the possibilities, I guess, that I have, like based on the ingredients that I have in my life. I'm gonna dream out all the possibilities that whatever recipes that could be made from the ingredients I got,
The picture I'm looking to paint is just how when most people go into that space, or they go into their dreams and they're dreaming out things, it's sort of like whatever they're dreaming out and that their consciousness is experiencing the most is like, this is sort of what I want. I feel like want's a bad word, but it's like the most, like say you have like 20 recurrent dreams over the course of like 3 years going to sleep, not able to really remember much at all from it. And it's like out of those 20, your spirit might have really liked one of them a little bit more than the other ones. And so it just went there more times than the other dreams.
Yeah.
Where it's just going to be likely that that's going to happen in your real life. Like whatever you were most synchronizing with in the dream space, this sort of is going to come out and pop up in the real life. But the more scrambled it is, the more scrambled it's going to be and fragmented in the life.
Yeah.
But the less scrambled you are and you actually start to get into dreaming to where it's more clear, we're putting the pieces together. I've heard of people seeing the day before play out in their dream, and then they walk in and then they actually see it play out. Like they're getting to that point where they're seeing that the dreams in here, they can start to pull things from the dreams. Like not pull things, but move through life and manifest through dreaming. And then that's the main place where it happens, and then it happens here.
Yeah.
But things just get so scrambled, like in between in that static and stuff, to where we're still making it happen. We're dreaming it first and making it happen, but it's not making any sense.
Yeah.
or just it's still played out in front of us. Like when you learn and look into it, and then be like and kind of transpose it over your life, you're like, oh, this is my subconscious. This is my subconscious mind playing out in front of me. But yeah, it just gets broken.
Yeah, man, and in dreams, man, like it's almost like a playground. I guess you could call that life, and this is death. But like dreams is like the manifestation rate is better or more rapid, I think, because just to let you know what you don't want, because you could just like automatically manifest a Lamborghini and experience that experience, and then I feel like you can fully live that out. And if you really, I feel like if you covet that in your waking life, it's because you're blocked from your dreams. I feel like so much more, like to really like to have an attachment to that. Like I feel like a lot of that stuff is just given to you rapidly in dreams, so you can like live it out, so you don't have to spend a bunch of time in this short, slow dream trying to manifest those things.
Stuff that you don't even know you don't want yet. Because we're coming from a personal perspective that's diluted still. Like we still be diluted, and like that's how this information feels dangerous. It's tough to like move through, because it's like I really was saying the thing about remote viewing, and like how you could be the viewer, you could be the self, or you could be what's being viewed through, which is just the personality. Like you could really be that viewer or what's being viewed through, but it's just coming from where we're identified. And if we're identified in the personality, we would get into this knowledge and use it, still trying to get stuff for the persona. We're still trying to make stuff happen for that, when it's on the other side, I can't even say it's not even about that. I can't say it's about anything.
And then that's the thing too with dreams, man. Like I mean, I've experienced everything prior to in the dream. This is all like the rerun. That's why it's kind of not flattering in a lot of ways, you know what I mean? I feel like with the manifestation process, it's like you're just constantly rehearsing in the dreams, and then it gets here in the physical, and you're like, all right, you're already kind of past it, because you're past it in your dreams. It's like when I used to have dreams before I ever knew how to ride a motorcycle. I had dreams of riding a motorcycle, and then by the time I got it and was riding it, it just becomes more and more anticlimactic, because my dreams are now going into the next challenge already, even though I'm physically carrying out that, the duration of the physical slow dream challenge, like of riding the motorcycle and everything. My dreams or my actual consciousness is past that experience already. It's like, this is the ripple from that. So I had to dream of riding the motorcycles and stuff, move past that dream, and by the time I'm moving past it, I'm physically going through riding the motorcycles and stuff.
Having more dreams about the next thing.
Yeah, and so I can't, because you can't want what you have, and it's a funny process, just like holding and letting go, I guess.
We're holding, letting go. I just see this flip that we're imminent on. Like we're so close to this flip on who we believe we are, where our embodied experience becomes the wake of that, or instead of, if that makes sense. It doesn't make any sense. Like, if you really are living ahead of time in your dreams, and you're waking up here, it's just a rerun, there'd probably be nothing to fear. You'd probably be connected to that part of you that's on the next thing already. and it's sort of carrying you through everything instead of like from the persona level, like going through everything.
Yeah.
Sort of like you could kind of, you're really just you're pulling yourself through everything.
Yeah.
In your dreams.
Yeah, and you know, it's just, I guess you could stimulate the stuff through, or the dreams are just gonna inspire you through things. You know, the dream energy is like gonna always give you the breath or inspiration that you need. But yeah, like I guess if you just like constantly focus on the concrete, then yeah, you're just gonna have to stimulate to manifest your daydreams at that point, I guess, because
Yeah.
it's a funny thing, man. Like with the daydreams, even too, it's just kind of like a remote viewing a lot of the times. You know, when people are really in that trance, sometimes it'd be the break in the synchronicity that creates the trance. You know, the break in the breath. People stop breathing, and then they're not fully living in this body, so their consciousness is more in another body or in another part of the quantum field, whether it's 10 years or 10 months or 10 days from now, and they're having a daydream about it, and it's just a remote viewing. It's just not as clear. You know, it's just not as much clarity. It's not as much recall. You know, the body's not as present, so it's not fully experiencing it. And then, you know, the more that you would like that in dreams, the more that you would just be satisfied by the dreams, and the more that you be, you know, nourished by whatever you experience in a dream, like whether it's spiritual nourishment or eating in the dreams, you get physical nourishment, all that stuff. You know, and then you would not need to physically do it as much or at all, you know, if you really mastered it. You know, that's what I imagine that the greatest vamps are doing. Just everybody, you know, they're eating, all the people that are binging and eating, they're just eating through them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're just projecting to them, eating through them. They're one of the parasites in them that's eating from a remote viewed situation to where they don't have to put their body through that. Their body doesn't have to go through the physical.
But they get the satisfaction on that level.
And the energy. And yeah, so I feel like that's what so much of it is. The best vamps are just like, well, you were going to binge, so I'm going to do it through you.
I feel like that's what's going on with a lot of ancestors in the South, for food.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it's that sunken place thing, man, because the crossbreeding, all of that rape and stuff, you know, because you got a lot of souls that's trapped in black bodies or black souls that's trapped in white bodies because of the crossbreeding. You know what I mean? All of that going on, you know, you can see it. Mm-hmm. You can see bodies are just, you know, so many people are just trapped, man. They're just, you know, and some things give them that moment of clarity to break through. You know, a lot of the time it's just drugs, so then it kind of compounds the problem, you know, but people be really trapped in it, you know,
and not remembering their dreams.
Yeah.
Like being completely cut off from that part of themselves. And it's not. It's a lot of places. It's probably particularly rough in the East and the South. I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's the most slavery in this country.
Yeah.
Was down there, and it's just wild to see, like the hijacking of dreams, and living other people's dreams, and while they live their own, like while they
nightmares.
It's like an exchange. Yeah, the dream got traded for the nightmare, the bodies got traded, so much stuff got like swapped, and it's just
traded and mixed up.
Yeah, I would just assume that the slickest parasites just want to keep things in that situation, because like I guess it's like the highest level parasite is just using whatever is given up. Everything that's being given up is being used because all those people are giving up their will and